On page 495, we're going to talk about disability insurance. Okay, this is where if your employees become disabled for whatever reason, you have to, as an employer, you need to pay into the state in order to help pay that bill. Okay? If you become disabled as a worker, then as long as you can prove that to the state, then or cannot work or perform your job, then you go on what they call disability, and that all costs money, and the employers of our state pay for that. Okay? So disability pays benefits to individuals who miss work because of illness or injury. Short-term disability is covered by an employer's sick leave policy or by a private insurance. Long-term or permanent disability coverage is provided by Social Security or by an independent retirement system. If you would like an estimate of your disability benefits under Social Security, you can request a statement that displays your earnings record and provides an estimate of your disability benefit. If you guys, $4.95, you guys work and you guys file for your taxes, very shortly, within the next couple months, you should get a statement from Social Security, from the national office, basically stating if you retired currently earning this much amount, this is how much you can expect from Social Security. It also gives your disability benefit. So if I were to become disabled and cannot perform my job, then that would be something that would go in for me, and I could take a look and see what I would actually get. The other kinds of private insurance companies that they're referring to, Aflac is a big one. Okay, that's one that I know you guys have heard of with the little duck or the goose, whatever you want to call them. But at the same time, if you pay into that, you could actually get money back from them. Okay, that's a thing that pays for them. Okay, I have Aflac. I have an accident plan through them, so if I ever get in an accident, I can get money back from that. Okay, but it's the same type of thing with disability. Most independent retirement systems compute disability benefits based on a percent of the final average salary. Monthly benefits determined by dividing the annual benefit by 12. Why by 12? What's so special about the number 12? Monthly, right? The computation of the annual disability benefit looks like this. Here's our formula for today. Annual disability benefit is going to equal years worked plus expected retirement age So for instance, if you were to become disabled at your age or even my age, I'm supposed to expect to retire another 20 some years from now. You guys would be a whole lot longer than that. Minus your present age. Okay, so that first part of the formula, what you do is you take how many years you've worked plus what age you're expecting to retire minus your current age that you are at now. Okay, that's the first part of it. Then you multiply that number by the rate of benefits.
What does it say? Minus what age?
Present age. And then you multiply it by the final average salary. And like for me, for instance, I have with our teacher stuff, we have a teacher's retirement that we have to pay into along with the school. And the way that they calculate that for me is they take the highest 3 years of my teaching career and average them. So they will take my highest 3 totals, add them together, divide by 3, and that's my average retirement. Okay, that's my final average salary. All right, that's what they do for us. So, on page 496, number 1 says, Mark Mauler's final average salary is $47,800. He worked for 15 years and will retire in 10 years when he is 60. The rate of benefits is 1.8%. Find the average annual and monthly disability benefits. Okay, so for number 1, putting in our numbers that we have, How many years did he work?
15.
What's his expected retirement age?
60.
How'd you get 60? What's his current age?
50.
How did you get 50? No, didn't draw it from a hat. How'd you get 50? Okay, that statement that said, and will retire in 10 years when he is 60, that's where you got the 50 from. Good job. Then the rate of benefits, what's the rate of benefits that it says? 1.8%, which is what as a decimal? And then the last part, it says the final average salary, which is how much for Mark? $47,800. So, first thing that we got to do, and this is part where a lot of people mess this piece up. Do not take in your calculator 15 plus 60 minus 50 times the blah blah blah. Okay, if you do it all at one time like that, you will get it wrong because the first part. What is 15 plus 60?
75.
75 minus 50? 25. So now this whole number that's underneath this part right there is 25. Now you take 25 times 0.018 times 47,800, and how much money is it?
We got 47. 47,000.
Did you times all those?
I got 21,510.
Anybody else get that one? Okay, so that's my annual benefit. Now at that point then, if that's my annual, how much do I expect each month? How would I get that? Divided by 12. Good. So that's part A, by the way. And then what did you get when you divided by 12?
1,792.
Sitting in chance.
1,792.50 cents.
92 and 50 cents. Good. Okay, what do you think? Okay, the biggest thing that I've seen people mess up is the present age. Mainly because what they do is they put in different numbers or whatever, but that's usually the cause for you guys getting some of these wrong, is that we're getting the current age off. Okay? But again, you take your ages, you take how many years you've worked, plus your current or your retirement age minus your present age, and then you multiply it by all those different numbers. Most of you, did you start working when you were 15?
I did. Actually, started when I was 14.
Some of you 14? Okay, so that would be where you started at 14. If you end up retiring when you're 70, for instance, then how many years did you work? 56 years you worked. Okay, so then that 15 would be a 56, plus your retirement age, let's say, of 70, minus your current age right now of 18. Okay, that would be something that you could figure out. Now, when you look at 2 through 4 on that page, it gives you the chart, and 2 through 4 is very similar to number 1. The only difference is it's in a chart format, and they give you all the numbers. There's nothing you need to find other than A and B, just like we did for number 1. So again, the first number, 20 plus 65 minus 60 is a number. Then you times that by 2%. Be careful not to forget to move the decimal over 2 spots. Then you multiply it by 40,000, and that gives you part A. Once you have part A, divide it by 12, and that gives you part B. Okay? What do you guys think? Not too terrible. And then on 5, 6, and 7, they're going to do the same type of thing where you have to figure out based on with, now they throw words into play. They actually put people behind those numbers. Okay, so be careful with that. Any other questions as far as how to do it? No? Alright, so on page 496, you're doing 1 through 7.